moves on to the historic inauguration of Donald Trump 2.0. The business tycoon turned politician returns to the White House as the strongest president in our lifetimes. Times Now gets you the front row seat to the swearing-in ceremony. From decoding what Trump means for India to a look at what's next in the Trump-Modi bonhomie, Times Now is your one-stop destination for all the action. Stay with Times Now and catch this unmissable global coverage.
Welcome back, viewers. You're here with us on Times Now. Viewers, today, 20th of January, is a big day. At noon, which is around 10:30 p.m. India time, Donald Trump will be sworn in as the President of the United States of America for the second time. The inauguration of the 47th President, viewers, is nothing short of a remarkable moment in American history, as it is seen as one of the most extraordinary comebacks in modern politics. And let's tell you a little bit about how Trump 2.0 is going to be for India. And before we begin with that, let's listen into what exactly Donald Trump had to say on the eve of this big inauguration day.
I'm thrilled to be back with so many friends, supporters, and true American patriots on the eve of taking back our country. That's what we're going to do, take back our country. Tomorrow at noon, the curtain closes on 4 long years of American decline, and we begin a brand new day of American strength and prosperity, dignity and pride. Bringing it all back. Once and for all, we're going to end the reign of a failed and corrupt political establishment in Washington, a failed administration. We're not going to take it anymore. As of today, TikTok is back. But I said we need to save TikTok because we're talking about a tremendous... Who in this audience goes with TikTok? Many? Yeah, very popular. And frankly, we have no choice. We have to save it. A lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people.
Well, even before the inauguration ceremony, he brought TikTok back for Americans. Let's now tell you what it means for India. Well, as far as the bonhomie between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Donald Trump is concerned, it's great. It's a thumbs up. And there you can see the camaraderie, the bonhomie that both leaders share. So personal rapport is great. He has also called Prime Minister Modi a good friend, not once, but on several occasions. However, when it comes to bilateral ties, in the White House, as far as Trump 1.0 is concerned, experts say that it was more of a mixed bag. And let's try and decode how Trump 2.0 is going to be for India, specifically as far as the bilateral ties is concerned. Like I said, the personal rapport with Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visible. He's called Prime Minister Modi his friend many a times, a good one specifically. Let's now take a look at 3 aspects on the basis of Trump's comments in the recent past. The first one is the camaraderie between Prime Minister Modi and Donald Trump. And viewers, when it comes to international relations, the diplomacy, the relationship, the personal rapport, camaraderie between the heads of both those countries, the leaders of both those countries become very, very important. So this is a very important factor when it comes to Trump 2.0 and what it would mean for India. He has called Prime Minister Modi the nicest human being. He's been praising Prime Minister Modi for quite some time. He has also said that, he is also a total killer. Before Prime Minister Modi, as the Prime Minister, it was very unstable. This rapport viewers, many experts feel can help India strongly negotiate on number of issues. He's also called the Prime Minister the nicest and a total killer. But the concern, viewers, is around the Indo-US trade ties. Donald Trump has called India very big with tariffs. In fact, this is going to be another important issue because he has said if they tax us, we tax them the same amount. India is a very big abuser of trade ties. This is what he said, in the run-up to the presidential elections, and he has often threatened a reciprocation. Now, the third aspect, viewers, is also very important for India, and that is about what is happening in neighboring Bangladesh. The atrocities against Hindus in Bangladesh. Unlike the Biden administration, Donald Trump, in fact, showed support for Hindus. And, these are the visuals of him celebrating Diwali, and he has also condemned violence against Hindus in Bangladesh. He says that this wouldn't have happened under his watch, and he also said that he's not going to allow anti-religion agenda of the radical left. He said that we'll strengthen partnership with friend Modi. Now, experts believe that with him coming in, with Trump's Sarkar coming in fact, it is going to be positive for India. We have for you, in fact, a report by Nomura Research which says, barring two short-term disruptions, things look quite favorable for India. Now, as per Nomura, which is a very important research group, according to its report, it feels that Trump Sarkar is going to be favorable despite Donald Trump's tough stance on dollar as well as trade. The report also says that America's China +1 strategy is going to be another factor that's going to benefit India in a big way. India has got a unique geopolitical situation that's also quite positive for India. And according to Nomura, India is likely to benefit on foreign policy front as well. Now, there are a couple of issues that Nomura has raised, suggesting the things that, make it important for India to also be a little cautious about. Now, there would be two short-term disruptions is what Nomura has mentioned. Trade surplus. Currently, India runs a trade surplus with the US. That experts feel might face some kind of scrutiny under Trump 2.0. Trading partners, including India, might face punitive steps as well. And this is what India's Commerce Ministry is going to be keeping its eyes on. And then tighter immigration policies could also impact India. Though, so far things look pretty good as far as the H-1B visa policy is concerned. But with Trump, you never know. You cannot really predict what his economic policy really is going to be like. And joining us live right now is Malvika Jain, who is live from Washington, D.C. Malvika, it's, I believe, good morning for you, good evening for us. So can you tell us a little bit about how the mood really is ahead of this ceremony and what all can we really expect?
Yeah, good morning. It's about 7 o'clock here in Washington, D.C., and I'm on my way to the Capital One Arena where the viewing ceremony is going to take place. Remember that the ceremony, the inauguration ceremony, the swearing-in ceremony had to take place at Capitol Hill, but the ceremony was moved inside at the Capital One Rotunda where about 700 people can be seated, and thousands of people had signed up to view the parade, to view the swearing-in ceremony, and those people have been asked to now move inside the Capital One Arena where I am heading towards right now. And there's a massive traffic jam and roads have been squadroned off. So it's taking a long time for people to reach there. The enthusiasm on the streets seems to be pretty high. I can rotate my camera and show you the kind of traffic jam that is taking place over here. It took us almost 40 minutes to exit 1 kilometer tunnel. So you can sense the enthusiasm. And once I reach the Capital One Arena, I'll be reporting live from there and sharing more updates with you.
Well, absolutely. We will be looking forward to joining you live again with all the latest updates. Malvika, thank you for the moment. Let me now go across to my colleague Srinjoy Chaudhary as well, who's joining us live from the newsroom here. Srinjoy, this is Trump 2.0. He is a disruptor. Many call him unpredictable as well. But he has his, vision very clear. Make America great again. with this context, what would Trump 2.0 really mean for India, in your opinion? And how is the Indian government really looking at Trump coming back to the White House?
Well, as you rightly said, he is unpredictable. The only thing predictable about him is his unpredictability. The point is, there are 2 or 3 things that India is worried about. One, of course, it's been talked about a lot, is the issue of tariffs. Now, Trump has said it's the one word in the English language which is his favorite. Now, he's going to raise tariff walls vis-a-vis Canada, Mexico, China probably. But what about India? If that happens with India, it's going to be difficult for India. That has to be negotiated. The second thing, of course, relates to the visas, the H-1B visas. Now, there are people in the Trump administration, Elon Musk and others, who are very much for it. But there are others like Bannon, Steve Bannon and others, the MAGA people, who don't think it's a good idea. So where does Trump stand on it? That isn't clear, and that will be clear sooner or later. Again, India will have to negotiate that. There are things that India is looking forward to, and in a very positive way. First of all, one will not get any kind of trouble or interference with India's internal affairs is the expectation. Trump is not going to hector Narendra Modi about, let's say, the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Trump is not going to talk about so-called, quote-unquote, human rights abuses that could well have happened if Kamala Harris was president. So that will give India some reassurance. But as far as defense is concerned, India and America are going to be very close. But judging by what Trump did the previous time, Trump would want to sell American weapons to India, and that may come in the way of Atmanirbharata. So this is again something that India will have to negotiate.
Well, we can just say interesting days ahead for both India and the United States of America, with Trump coming back into the White House. Srinjoy, requesting you to stay on with us. Let me go back to Malvika, who is live with us right now from Washington, D.C. Malvika, you know, on one hand, the eyes are going to be on this mega ceremony today. And apart from that, let's also talk a little bit about Team Trump in this 2.0 version of him that we are going to see in the White House. This time, he's got Elon Musk very close to him, you know. And apart from that, there are some very interesting picks. For example, Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, etc., and a few others who have a very positive view on India, isn't it?
That's true. You know, there are a number of Indian origin people who have been appointed in the Trump cabinet. Now, remember that Trump's policies, just like India is focusing on Make in India, Trump also wants to focus on Make in America and have more protectionist policies towards American goods and services, which has traditionally not been the case. So even though there are several members in his cabinet who have Indian origin, who have Hindu roots and are very vocally following Hindu values of yoga, and some of them are religious and visiting the temple as well, it remains to be seen what kind of impact they will really have on the India-US ties. And like you were mentioning earlier, in your introduction, the aspects as far as security is concerned, as far as bilateral trade is concerned, will be very key to look out for. Security ties are likely to be strengthened because the Quad foreign ministers are also here as President Trump is swearing in, and tomorrow there will be a briefing by these foreign ministers. So some key announcements there as far as the Quad leaders are also concerned. So security, that gives an indication that security ties are likely to be strengthened. But on issues of tariff, you know, Trump's stance is not very clear as far as India is concerned, though he has maintained that there is going to be a tariff for tariff.
Well, absolutely. Like I said, interesting days ahead with Trump back in the White House. And Times Now, of course, is going to be keeping you ahead on this biggest story from the United States of America. Malvika will be bringing to us the updates live, and Srinjoy will also be giving us his inputs on what it would really mean for the Indo-US ties going forward. Thank you very much for the moment, Malvika, as well as Srinjoy. Appreciate both of you for joining us. Heading into a very, very short break, viewers. We'll be back with lots more. Don't go anywhere.
countdown is on to the historic inauguration of Donald Trump 2.0. The business tycoon turned politician returns to the White House as the strongest president in our lifetimes. Times Now gets you the front row seat to the swearing-in ceremony. From decoding what Trump means for India to a look at what's next in the Trump-Modi bonhomie, Times Now is your one-stop destination for all the action. Stay with Times Now and catch this unmissable global coverage